All right, all right, all right. Okay, so let's start, guys. Okay, I hope you guys are ready because I am. I don't know about you, but I'm fully ready. And yeah, okay, so how are we all doing today, guys? I'm sure you guys are happy to be live with me today. Sorry, I need to turn on my camera. Okay, okay, all right. I hope you guys can see me. All right, how are you all doing today, guys? How are you all doing today? I'm excited to be live with you guys today, and so today we are going to be doing what I called my first time I mean, we're going to be doing my first Cinema 4D tutorial today, and so for those of you that don't know, we have a design contest coming up this month, and I'm going to be picking the people who are going to participate in the contest today. So I'm going to be asking questions. So I need you all to listen to what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So if you get the answer correctly, you're going to be part of the people who are going to participate in the contest. Okay, so without any further ado, let's go straight into today's training. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a Christmas celebration service artwork, because I've gotten so many questions from designers that how can I achieve creating a 3D type that will look very real, like something that will look real. So I decided to make today the day I'm going to turn your story around, where achieving good 3D design and then doing your color grading to make it blend on your project. So let's start today's meeting. But for you to really enjoy today's live training, you need to have Cinema 4D installed on your PC, and you also need to have Photoshop installed. All right, so those two applications are very important. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how I do my color grading and the details that so many of you don't pay attention when do your color grade, when do your photo manipulation. You're going to be seeing me. I'm going to be showing you guys how I do it. That it always make my project look successful. I'm sure by the time we're done with this live meeting or live training, I'm sure so many of you are going to be very excited. You're going to thank me, because I'm 100% sure that what we are going to do today is something I believe will put smile on your faces. All right, so let's start. So because I don't want to spend forever working on the project, I already designed my type here, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you guys the name of the type I'm using today. Okay. So this is the type I created for this meeting and for the project, sorry. So, and the font name, all right, is Desire Pro. So if you download this font, you have access to have this type of look or this type of design when making use of the type. All right, so it's a free type. I'm sure if you Google this, you're going to see where you can get it free of charge. All right, so yeah, then I'm going to delete this. So for those of you that don't know how to transfer your Illustrator file to Cinema 4D, I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve that. All right. So I'm going to switch my screen now. All right. Now this is the font. Okay, so I need to turn this off. Turn this on. All right, so yeah, so this is the font we're going to be using today, and we need to take this to Cinema 4D to convert it to a 3D type. So I'm going to do that now by first off saving the file. All right, so I'm going to go to File and hit Save As, and I'm going to save this. No, it's already saved, but for those of you that don't know how to save your Illustrator file, just give it a name. All right, and in fact, this should be text. All right, text, not text. Then hit the save button. Now this is where the real work is. So make sure you remember to change this to Illustrator 8. Very important. I don't know why Maxon decided to settle down with Illustrator 8. All right, so I'm going to hit Illustrator 8 now and hit the OK button. If you don't select Illustrator 8, trust me, you are not going to see your project when you get to Illustrator. Okay, so I'm going to hit the OK button, and now we have this, and I'm going to select the OK button again. All right, so I need to locate where I have my exercise files saved here. Yeah. So I think I have it somewhere. Okay. Where is it? Okay, found it. All right. Okay. So then, but before we get to the Cinema 4D part, there's something I need you all to put down on your notebook, because if you're creating a 3D type, all right, you need to first understand your background. You need to first understand the elements you're putting together to achieve the project. So I'm going to be using this image here. All right, I'm going to put that here. Actually, I designed this, all right, and I decided to do this because I don't want to spend forever working on this. All right, now yeah, so if you need the exercise file, all right, you can make use of the description section of this live training. All right, the link to the exercise file is right there. All right, so yeah, so because I have this red sofa texture here, all right, I'm going to make sure that this red reflects on my 3D type, because like what I always say to you guys, there should be unity. All right, you should always make sure there's unity on your elements. Like when you're putting your element together, there should be unity, because unity is what makes it look as if the project is real. Is what gives your project that professional feel, that feel that make people go like there's something unique about this design. Most time, what always make that happen is when we combine color well, when we make the color on our elements work together. So I'm going to be making this red color reflect on my 3D type. All right, so I decided to show you guys this before we get to the 3D part, because I'm sure some of you start seeing me make use of red, and then you go like, why do we have the red here? So I decided that's why I'm showing you guys this. So I'm going to close this. Then I have the other exercise files that I'm going to be using, but I'm not going to show you guys that now. But let's go straight to the next tab, which is okay. So this is where I made the design of the title. Yeah, so I drew this board here because I'm going to be using this to I'm designing a board where I'm going to be putting the other information on the project. Okay. Now, there's another thing I want you guys to also put down. Please, whenever you're working on design project that you know that you're going to be creating a 3D type, all right, please first digest the project, understand the information that you are given to achieve the project. If you have too many information on your project, please do not play with too many 3D type. Don't make the 3D type too much. All right, don't make it too much, because most time when we convert type to 3D, it always make the project look heavy. Now, when it's now too much on the project, it's going to make the important information or the other information on the project is going to make it difficult for people to see. So whenever you are working on design project and you notice you have information that people need to see so they can attend the event, or something they need to hold on to before they come for the event, please don't make use of too many 3D type. So the reason I'm saying this here is because I know the title of this meeting is a Christmas family gathering. That's the title of the project. If I decided to make a Christmas family and gathering 3D type, it's going to make the project heavy. So what I decided to do is to just make a Christmas a 3D type. Then I will now put the other information as a simple text to help the visibility of the other information on the project. I hope you get that, and I expect you to put that down. All right. Yeah. So then I have my board here, and that's it. So let's go straight to Cinema 4D. But please remember to save your board the same way I saved the title, which is the a Christmas text that I taught you guys how to save the other time. So I'm going to go straight to Cinema 4D here, and I'm going to put this away because my camera here is blocking this tab here. All right, so yeah, okay. So I need to quickly read your messages, then we'll go straight to the doing of the design. Okay, so I can see Lekia Manibe saying good evening. Good evening, Lekia. Lekia is saying I'm ready, and is also saying I'm excited. And yeah, I said you look good. Oh, thank you, Lekia. I said I look good. Thank you for saying that. All right, so Felix is saying I'm excited to finally join in. Wow, I'm happy for you, Felix. Apia Kubi Desmond said, can't wait. Please, if I did not pronounce your name correctly, pardon me, okay? All right, so we have the Archipros. The Archipros. He said, at last, I'm here. I'm glad you're here too, guys. All right, so Olajuwon is saying, I'm so excited for this. Oh, I'm happy for you, Juwon. And Victor Stephen is saying, I'm ready, enjoying this. All right, beautiful. So let's continue. All right, then yeah. So I'm gonna put my Illustrator project in now, and I'm gonna click on File and select Merge. All right. Then I'll go straight to where I have I think I have it. Okay, yeah, this is it. So this is where I saved the I think what's going on. Okay, I found it. So I'm gonna drag this, I'm gonna put this in, and I'm gonna select the OK button. All right. So yeah, then I'll go again by clicking on File and select Merge again, and I'm gonna bring in the board. All right, we need to put the board in. Okay, sorry, let me just put this here. All right, so this is the board here, and I'm gonna select the Open option here and select the OK button. So then I'm going to select the two layers here. All right. Sorry, pardon me. I'm going to be using my Photoshop language here because I'm not really a Cinema 4D person. All right. So I'm going to use the scale tool here to just make this real big. So what I do most time is I always prefer to use the same size, the default size we have in Cinema 4D. So how I do this is I select the cube here, and I use that to measure the size of my spline. All right, these are called splines. So I'm going to make that big like so, and then I'm going to hit the delete key. Now look at this. So this is what we have. So I'm going to put this here. Yeah, so this is what we have at the moment. So there's something we need to also check before we start. All right, I'm going to hold on, guys. I need to move this off my screen. All right. Okay. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide this for now. All right. And I'm going to select this tool here. Please, I hardly, okay, it's called the point tool. Yeah. So I'm going to use the point tool now to just take out some of the points on my board here. All right. So I'm going to make sure I'm on the layer of the board. and I'm going to select the live selection tool and see, okay, we don't really have those points here. Okay, there's no point. It's just only these two. That's fine. All right, so I'm going to select the sweep, no, extrude, sorry, extrude, and I'm going to drag this and put this in here. Now you see we have a board. This is beautiful. All right, this is beautiful. Okay, then my extrude here is too long. All right, so for those of you that don't know what the extrude is, this is the extrude here, right? So I'm going to rotate it this way first, and this needs to be in a corner because if you look here, we have the different layers of my text here. So I'm going to add a connect I don't know, is it connect object I'll call it. Anyway, I'm going to add connect and I'm going to drag it inside the connect here like so, and I'm going to hit C on my keyboard to convert this to a spline. Yeah, a spline. So we have everything together now as a spline. And yeah, so let's see. So this is my letter A here is too big. So I'm going to scale that down. You see, there are times when you need to you still need to do your adjustments here on Cinema 4D. Now, when you're working on design projects, please, one of the things you need to pay attention to is see how you can play with scale, how you can make scale give your projects the dynamic look. All right, because I notice here that the size of my letters here is similar to the letter A. And that's not going to help my project. It's not going to make it look interesting. So I'm going to make the letter A bit smaller. All right, because see, guys, part of my secrets, all right, part of what I always do to help my project look interesting is I'm a fan of playing with scale a lot. All right, and when you do this and you are good at doing it, trust me, making your project, giving your project that dynamic look is going to be successful. All right, it's going to make your project look interesting. So I'm going to add another extrude again, and this time I'm going to put the text, all right, the title inside the connect, the extrude stuff here. So I'm going to give this a name. So I'm going to double click on this and just call this a Christmas. Okay. And yeah. Yep. So then let's see what we have now. Okay. So if you look at the corners of I'm going to hide the board. Let's just give this also. It's always good to give your layer names. Okay. I'm going to hide this for now. And then I'm going to zoom out. And if you look at the corners, the edges of my title here, it looks razor sharp. All right. So because of the type of project I'm working on, making stuff look too razor sharp is not going to work. This is something I got to do with. This is something that I'm trying to create this excitement, this celebration feel on the project. So having this sharp corners here is not going to help. It's not going to make the message. It's not going to help me pass the message well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the, let's make this visible again. So I'm going to select the two objects here. So I shift selected the two objects and go to cap here. And under my size here, I'm just going to increase this. All right. I'm going to increase this. All right. Notice as I increase it, let me just move this out so you guys can see. Can you see how soft and smooth the corners is now? So if I zoom in now, can you see how smooth it is? So this is too much. So I'm just going to move this down back a bit. And this is what we have. This is beautiful. Then, yeah. So then for my board here, you know what? Let's just take out the size from the board for now because I'm still going to edit the board. All right. Then so I'm going to select the two objects again. All right. And go to the object part and then reduce the extrude. All right, because my extrude here is too big. All right, so this should be okay like that. And I'm going to select the board layer, then I'll go straight to my move tool here and move this back a bit because this is hiding the beauty of the letter C. All right, so if I move it, so can you see it's hiding this stuff I have here. So I'm gonna move it back a bit like so. All right, this is okay. All right, then yeah. So we need to play with the board here, but to do that successfully, we need to first convert this to what's it called? We need to convert this to an editable object. So to do that, I'm going to hit the C key on my keyboard or click on this icon here. All right, you can also click on this icon and you'll have it. All right, then I'm going to hide this for now. Let's just click on this. Once you double click on this this gray dot here, and you have it in red, it's going to hide your objects. All right, so we need to fix this. So what I'm going to do is to click on the layer. All right, and I'm going to select the point tool here, right click and select knife. So I'm going to connect this to this point here. All right, and I'm going to hit the escape key. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this is because I want to push this side of the board forward. So, but these points that I have here is not going to help me. It's not going to make it work. So I need to take them out. So I'm going to click on this and hit delete. I hope I'm doing it correctly. So it's not delete. So first off, we need to weld all the lines here. So I should select this and should select this. All right. Yeah. Then I'll right click and say, well, is it? No, it should be dissolved. It should be dissolved. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to do the same move here again. All right. And I'll right click and select dissolve again. Okay. So this is what we have now. Okay, then I'm going to I'm going to select the select menu here and select loop selection because I want to select this line here. So I'm going to just click once. Why am I selecting everything? Anyway, so I'm going to use this to select it. Shift select. I'm holding down shift now and I'll shift select again. And oh, so I see where the problem is. So I'm supposed to add another cut here. So I'm going to select the point again, right click and select line cut. And I'm going to click here and connect this to this and hit the escape key to take that out. All right, then I'm going to hold down shift. Okay. And select the shift here. Select shift here. Okay. And I'm going to make this visible because I need to be able to see the progress of my adjusting of the board. All right, yeah, so this is good. So I'll select the model tool here and I'm going to move this back a bit again. And yeah, so we need to fix this. All right, because this is looking to, I told you guys about that sharp stuff, so I need to fix that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select an extrude knob here. All right, and this should be here, and I'll move this and drag this in. Oh, sorry, I'm using the wrong stuff. It should be this. All right, so it should be subdivision surface, and I'll move this in here. Now you see the reason why this is looking this way is because the object here needs more points. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm on the point tool, and I'm going to hide this and right click and select loop cut. Yeah, then I'm going to move this here and just add a cut here, add another cut somewhere. I'm going to add another cut here. What is going on? Should be able to add more cuts. So right click, select loop cuts again, and this should be here, and this should be here. All right. So yeah, so then there should be another cut here and here. Okay, because the cut is what's going to help. The cut is going to serve as the can I use the word hanger that will help the is what, how do I put it? All right, so the adding of the cut is what will save this shape from having that distort look. All right, so if I make this visible now, you see that we don't longer have that distort look again. Now the reason why it's like that is because of the cuts that we added. So if I hit the render view now, all right, you see Oh, you see how, so I'm gonna hit it again. Yeah, so this is what we have. So then I'm going to hide this again, and I'm going to select the live selection. Sorry, I need to make one more cut here. I almost mixed that. So I'll right click and select loop cut and add the cut here. So I'm gonna add the cut here. Yep. So then and I'm going to select the live selection tool and make sure I'm on the polygon tool here, and I'm going to select, I'm not holding down shift here now, so I'm going to select the front side of the board, and I'll right click and select extrude inner. All right, so I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so I want to push this in, so I'm just going to move this, excuse me. So I'm going to move this. Okay, you know what we'll do? I'm going to hold down control. All right, I'm going to hold down control and I'm going to drag this in like so. All right, I'm going to drag this in like so. And if I make this visible, this is what we have. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, this is exactly what I am looking for. All right, so yeah. Then the other thing I'm going to do again is to drop a cylinder, and this should be here. All right, and then I'm going to be on the model 2 here. I'm going to hide this because I'm going to be doing some stuff here. So yeah, so I'm going to be on this 2 here. Make sure I'm on this 2 and move this in. And this should come right here. It's too tall, so I'm going to make this smaller. Let's see. Make sure this is not touching the letter C. All right. So I'll make this bigger. This should be here. Make it a bit wider, like so. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna make it bigger again. Bigger. Move this in. All right. This is good. All right. So this is good. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hit the I'm going to convert this to an editable object. So to do that, I'm going to select the same tool, which is this, and I'm going to select the is this point tool, edge tool, yeah, and I'm going to right click and select loop. It should be loop. No, it should be under a menu and select loop selection, all right? Because I want to select this side of the objects, and I'm going to hold on shift again and do the same thing. And I'm going to right click and select is it extrude? No, so it's not extrude. The bevel, yeah, yeah, it should be bevel. And this is good, and yeah, this is okay, right? So, and so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the I'm going to go to select again and select loop selection, and I'm going to click here and select the scale tool and just make this big like so, and I'm gonna move this down like so. All right, this is good. Okay, so now if I um, activate another subdivision surface and put this in, this is what we have. And I'm gonna close this because I need to add more cuts. Yes, so right click and select loop cuts. Just add cut here, cut here. Sorry, I need to make this close to this side here. Make the same move here. Yeah. So I'm gonna move this here. Drag this. So if you have questions, guys, please, you are free to drop your questions. When I'm done, I'm gonna read them out and I'm going to answer your question. All right. So if I zoom out now, this is what we have. All right. So then I'm going to make a copy of this. So I'm going to hold on control and drag to make a copy. That's how we make duplicates here and Cinema 4D. And I'm going to move this to this side like so. All right, so we're making progress. Now to the creating of the material, because we need to make this give this color. So I'm going to double click here to create a new material, and I'm going to double click on the material to activate it. And then I'm going to add this to my objects here. All right. So then I'm going to come right here, all right, and go under my code tab here, and I'm going to add my code here because I already have it saved here. All right, so the code is FF9900, and I'm going to select the OK button, and then I'll go under reflectance. Now, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to create a gold material. All right, so I'm going to go under add here and select reflection legacy. And under reflection legacy, I am going to select texture and select surface here and hit metal here. All right. Then I'm going to click on this. We need to change the color of this. All right. So I am going to go under the code again. I'm a fan of code because, I use Photoshop. So I always like to use the color code to add my color. All right. Now, there are times where I use the RGB and HSF. All right. But because I already know the color code of what I'm doing here. All right. That's the reason why I'm using the code. Okay. So I'm going to select the OK button, and now I'm going to double click here. And I'm going to do the same move again by copying the code again, and I'm going to paste this here. All right. And I'm going to select the OK button. Now, if this is your first time of using Cinema 4D, it's possible you're going to be on the HSF option. All right. So you can always go and then change your tab to the code tab, and then you can paste your code here. All right. So I'm going to select the OK button now, and this is what we have at the moment. All right. So this is what we have at the moment. Now, if I hit the render button here, we can't really see the beauty of this because the project lacks good light. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under my tools here and select plane. All right. And I'm going to make this white and position this there. Now, photographers are the ones who are going to find this more interesting because the same way photographers set up lights for their photography business is the same way you set up lights for your object here in Cinema 4D. All right, so I'm using the photography sense I have to do the adding of the lights here. Okay, but follow my move here because it's easy to learn. All right. So I'm going to move this down here, and I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to add this to this. Then I'm going to call this lights. All right. Most time I always prefer to create my own light because creating your own light here in Cinema 4D is going to give your project there's this realistic look it always gives my project when I do this. So I'm going to drag this. Okay, it's already on it. So I'm going to double click on this and activate the material and go on the luminance here. And I'm going to turn on, okay, so the reason why this is not active is because I'm supposed to activate something from the render settings. So I'm going to come right here, right click and select global illumination. And I'm going to change this to interior preview high diffuse depth. And then I'm going to right click again and add ambient occlusion. Now, the ambient occlusion helps with your shadow. This is what gives your project that realistic shadow. Then the global illumination helps with the light parts. All right. So then I'm going to select the close button here, and then I'll double click on the material now and go on the illumination here. All right. I expect this to be active now. Why is it not active? Okay, so let's go back again. I'm wondering why it's not active. Yep. So let's go again. Okay, sorry. The reason why it's not active is because I'm supposed to activate this. All right. And now if I go here and activate this, you see now it's active. Okay. So then let's hit the render button here and see what we have and see if we're actually making progress. Now you see this huge difference from where before we added the plane. Now you see how beautiful this is. I believe you guys can see it soon. Yeah, now it's beginning to make sense. Now let's add the other lights to the project. So I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to make a copy of this by hitting Control and drag this up here. And this should be on Z. All right. And I'm going to add a camera because, the adding of the camera helps you with going back to your normal view. All right. So I'm going to rotate this now and move this back. All right. Because adding backlight also is what help with, giving your 3D object that's, unique look. That's tiny backlight effect. All right. So if I click on the camera now, it's going to take me back to my normal view. All right. And this should go down, or better still, let's just rotate it this way. And yep. So yep. Then I'll move this down. All right. And I'm going to hide this. Let me see if yeah. So if I move this out myself, go down a bit, let's make it a bit taller. And then I'm going to make this visible. Okay, you know what? Let's just put everything here in a group. So I'm going to select all the layers and hit Alt G. All right, it's not Control G, it's Alt G that we do here. Okay, so then if I hit the render, the preview, sorry, it's the preview, the render view, yeah, the render view button. Let's see what we have. Now, the reason why we have so we need to take this out. Yeah, so we need to take this the light on the backlight. We need to take it out. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I think this is it. Okay, this is it here. So I'm going to call this BCK lights. All right, so I'll right click on that, and I'm going to go to render tags here and select compositing tag, and I'm going to turn off seen by camera because when I hit the render button, I'm seeing it. So if I activate this now, if I uncheck this now and hit the render view button now, you see we're not going to see it again. We only see the upper light and our objects. Now you see we can't see it again, but we can see the effect of the light. All right, this is good. All right, so this is beautiful. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, yeah, so I'm going to create another light for these backlights. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because remember I told you guys about the so far stuff, that's the image that we are placing our 3D text on, that we need to call the red color on our 3D object. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to now, sorry, I held down control and drag to make a copy of the light, and then I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to go straight under luminance here and change this to red. All right, going to change this to now. As I'm doing this, I'm looking at the red from the sofa. All right, I'm looking at the red from the sofa, so I'm trying to use the same value and saturation of the red here. Okay, so this should be here and this should be here. Now I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to apply this to this. Then I'm going to take out the color. All right, I'm going to take out the color, and then if I hit the render view button now, you'll see that we're going to have that red light on our subject. Now you see the red color, the red light is there. So I need to reduce the light because it's too strong. All right, it's too heavy on my object here. So I'm going to, so we need to also hide this light here. So I'm going to right click again, select render tags and select compositing, and then uncheck the seen by camera, and then we're not going to see this again. Now I'm going to reduce the strength of the red, or reduce the saturation. All right, sorry, we need to reduce the saturation. All right, so I'll make this a bit brighter, and then yeah, so also the value, we need to reduce the value. I'm going to move the value down to right about here, and let's see what we have now. Let's see if it's making sense now. All right, I think this is better. Okay, so yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the camera and then move this back more. All right. And then if I move this right here and hit the render stuff again, let's see if it's going to make sense now. Okay. Yeah. I think it's okay this way. Yeah, I think it's okay this way. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to create another light again. Then I'm going to hold down Control and make a copy of this. Okay, and I'll turn off my camera. All right, and this should be this. And I'm going to move this here. Then I'm going to rotate this. Rotate it this way. And then I'm going to move this here. All right. I'm going to move this here. Yep. So let's see what we have now. Let me see if it's okay now. But we actually need more lights. All right. We need more light so as to make the object more visible. Okay. So yeah, I think it's getting brighter now. Look at this. Look at this. This is this specular they call it effect that I have here. Beautiful. Beautiful. I like this. All right. So we are going to still fix the light here. Yeah, you see. So we need to move it down. Yep. And move it this way. And I'm going to rotate it a bit. And let's see if it's okay now. Let's see if it's okay now. I think it's better. Yeah, this is good. All right, this is good, but just that I hate the fact that I'm seeing the effect of the light on this side of my objects. So we need to find a way to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this again. All right, and then I'm going to move this in right about here, and then I'm going to rotate this a bit. Okay, so let's see now. Okay, so I think I kind of like it this way. Yeah, I think it's okay this way. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do again now is I'm going to add another plane. So I'm going to click and hold, and then select this, and this should be so. And I'm going to make this big, and we need to move this out a bit. Yeah, like so. Then we need to add the compositing render type to this and turn this off. And then I'm going to add a color to this, but this time we are not going to use, we're not going to use, we're not going to use luminance here. We're only going to use color. All right. So I'll go under the HSL here and move this to this side and then close this and activate the camera again. Now this is covering my object, so I'm going to hide it so I won't see it. All right. Okay, but it's still there. Okay, so I'm going to hit the render view option here and let's see if we can see our objects now. Yeah, I think it's beginning to look the way I want it. We're almost there. We are almost there. We are almost there, guys. We are almost there. All right, we are almost there. All right, then there's one other thing I think I need to do again. I still want to have some light effect on my object here. So I'll select the rotate um object here, and I'll make this, tweak it this way, and just rotate this way. For those of you that can see what I'm doing, I'm adjusting the angle of my light here. Okay, so then move this here. Let's see. So if I zoom in now, let's see what we have now. Let's see if it's making sense now. Okay, I think I still need to rotate that a bit more because I still want to see more of that, that shiny effect on my object here. So I'm going to rotate it a bit more. I'm going to adjust the angle of my plane here. So I'm going to move this here. So we are going to move this down. No, not that one. Should be this. So I'll move this down and push it down. All right. Move it up a bit. So let's see if I put this there. Still want to see more of that light on the objects. All right, because we're talking about gold here, so we need to see that gold effect. Yeah, I think it's, yes, it's almost there. So I'm going to change the plane a bit more. I'm going to push this down. Let's see. I hope you guys are enjoying this this live training. Okay, I think it's making sense now. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is good. All right. This is beautiful. Okay, one more adjustment and I am going to go straight to Photoshop, okay? Let's see. Um, there's a particular light I'm looking for. This light here, this like this. So I'm adjusting the width of the plane, all right? I still want to see more of the light on this side of my object here, okay? So that's why I decided to increase the width of my plane, okay? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the reason why I decided to make this side of my board not too bright is because I'm placing a white text on it. So because I want the white text to be visible, I decided not to add anything. No, I decided not to make this too bright. Okay. So sorry guys, I still need to do something to this plane here. And let's see. All right. So we're almost at the on the final part of this. Okay, and let me quickly read your message. Um, so Joy is saying I'm so excited for this. Okay, I've read that. So Victor is saying I'm already enjoying this. Lekia said, okay, I pardon you, okay, for calling your name wrongly. All right, Bright is watching from Ghana. Let's go on. That's from Adeshino. Kenny is saying, thanks so much for this privilege. I'm glad to be on the page. I'm also happy for you, Kenny. Ajayi is saying, nicey, can't wait to be selected and win this. Bright Prika is saying, please, what is the font name for the test Christmas? The font name is Desire Pro, all right? But you can rewind the video and then watch. I mentioned the name in the beginning part of the video. on the beginning part of it. Yeah. So Bright is saying, please, what is the front name? Okay, you have answered that. Ajayi is saying, what's the specific of your the specifics of your system, if we may ask? I can't do that now, guys. I can't do that. Okay, Victor already answered uh, Ajayi. Yeah, yeah. Then Emmanuel is saying, where can I go on YouTube to learn Cinema 4D? There are so many tutorials on Cinema 4D, okay? So Chukwu John is saying, how important is it to follow a design community? GJ Graphics is saying, great. Ademaja Mercy Oluwase is saying, you can do more by inviting your friends to join the. Yeah, please, guys, invite your friends, okay? Peter Ogumaya is saying, this Cinema 4D look like German language. Temidayo Arowolo said, need to pay Blender and Cinema 4D a visit. Yeah, you need it. Khalid said, boom, all right? Twitter is saying, seriously? DJ said, I'm learning a lot. Bright Pricker said, yes, we are enjoying it. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Khalid Design said, love from Pakistan. And GJ said, watching from Ghana. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so let's I think this is okay for now, and let's do our camera setting because we're taking this to Photoshop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide all these my lights panel here because I don't want to see them. Okay, so I'm going to go straight under the render settings here, and I'll go under outputs. And because I want to make this a box size. All right, I'm going to make this 1280 by 1280, and my resolution is going to be 300. Now, the reason I'm using 300 now is because this is a job that is going to be printed. All right. And yeah, I think that's it for this. And under my save option here, I'm going to save this somewhere here. All right. Okay, let's just create a new folder. Actually, I've created the 3D before, but this is for the tutorial. So I'm just going to call this thoughts. All right. And I'm going to call this Christ. All right. And I'm going to start the save button. And then for my option here, I'm going to change this to alpha and select separate alpha here. All right, I'm going to explain this when I hit the render, when I get to the render version of the project. Okay, then yeah, so I'm going to select close for now. All right, and look at this, guys. Whenever you're trying to render your object here in Cinema 4D, please be conscious of this light gray and this dark gray here. All right, where we have this light gray is where is your render view. Okay, so anything outside of this gray box here is not going to be part of your render. So make sure your object is in between these two corners here. All right, these two edges. Make sure you don't go outside of these two lines. All right, so then I'm going to go straight to my camera. All right, and I'm going to move this here. All right, and then I'm going to zoom in. All right, now let's just zoom out a bit, and I'm going to use this to zoom in once and move this in like so. Okay, so then let's see if I turn this way. Okay, let's see. I think this is okay for now. This is fine, and I'll move this here, move this now, and this should be here. I'm trying to make sure that everything is okay, and I don't want it to go outside of the gray box. All right, now this is beautiful. Then so there's one other thing I need to do on the render settings here. Under my anti-aliasing, I always like to set this to best so as to give me smooth and clean render version of what I'm doing. All right, then I'm going to hit the play button here to render the project or the title. So before we take it to Photoshop, or so as to be able to take it to Photoshop. All right, so yeah, so Olajuwon is saying this is sweet, and but it looks so new to me. Yeah, but I would advise you to take this to go learn how to start using this. It's something that you are going to enjoy when you start making use of it. All right. So I hope you guys are you have all your notes ready, because I'm going to be asking questions. And for those of you that are just joining us, we have a design competition coming up soon. Design contest. My team said I should stop calling it competition. There's a design contest coming up soon, and we're going to be picking the 10 participants from here. And the 10 people that we're going to pick are going to be the ones that get my answer correctly. There's a prize worth $1,000, yeah, that will be given to the winner. So we're going to be doing 2 rounds. All right. When we're going to pick 3 people from the 10 participants, the 10 people that will pick. So I'm going to be giving you guys some design brief. I'm going to be giving you design brief, and you're going to work on the project for me, and not even for me, for the platform, because the people on the platform are the ones who are going to vote your design. All right. So if you don't know about our platform, please, I believe one of my team is going to put the link up for you, so you can click on it to join the platform. So the members of the platform are the ones who are going to vote your design. So the first 3 people are going to go to the next stage. Then the next stage is where which is the final stage. That's where we're going to pick the winner. Okay, so I'm sure this is something you guys are going to enjoy. So get ready. If you are interested, if you want to be part of the 10 people who are going to join the training, the contest, please make sure you be among the you raise your hand as soon as I said we're on the Q&A session. And if you get my answer correctly, you are going to we're going to put your name on the list, and then we'll contact you after the this live training. But make sure that you are already a member of Caesar Graphics Academy platform on Telegram. Okay, so if you are selected, just or you get the question correctly, just tell us your Telegram name. All right, tell us a Telegram name with just your Telegram name, and then one of my team is going to contact you and tell you what's next to do. Okay. All right. So yeah, we have our title rendered now, and this is looking shiny the way I want it to look. I hope you guys can see the shiny part of what I have here on my. I hope you guys can see the. Sorry, guys, my mind is somewhere else. I hope you guys can see the beauty of what the beautiful look of what we have now. Okay, so then I'm going to close this for now, because I have this saved right here on my PC. So I am going to let's see if I go right here. Okay, so I'm going to launch Photoshop now, because we're going straight to Photoshop, and then I'm going to create a new document. All right, and I'm going to make use of A5, because that is the paper size of the flyer that will be printed. And I'm going to click on the create option here, and I'm going to drag this and drop here like so. All right, so now notice we have 2 tabs here. We have 2 documents here. So the reason why we have these 2 is because, remember, I selected the straight alpha option, the separate alpha option, and this is the result of the separate alpha here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag this and drop here. I know some professional Cinema 4D know what to do without dragging this and drop to here, but for somebody like me who is not really a full Cinema 4D user, all right, this is how I always crop the title out from, or my 3D text from its background. All right, so I'm going to select the channels tab here and hold down Control and click on the thumbnail of the blue tab here. All right, or the blue layer, sorry, the blue layer. And I'll go straight to the layer tab here and hide this and hit Control J to cut this out like that. And then we are going to drag this and drop on our new document here, and I'm going to convert this to a smart object and activate the free transform and just move this down. All right. So for now, I'm going to hide this because we still need to create our background. All right. And I'm going to, okay, so I need to pull my camera up so you guys can see me. All right. Yeah. Um, all right. So let's continue, guys. Okay, so I'm going to create my background now. And for me, I always prefer to create my background first. So I'm going to drag, I'm going to click on the, I'm going to click on the color picker here and I'm going to choose red. All right, I'm going to use red here. All right, I'm going to select the OK button. Then I'm going to create a new layer by holding on Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this BG. Okay, and I'm going to hold down Alt and backspace to fill the color of my foreground here. All right, to the layer. Then I'm going to go back to the exercise file. All right, and I'm going to, so I'm going to drag this and drop here, and I'm going to scale this down like so. Okay, this should be here. All right, then I'm going to go straight to my color picker here again and just choose a lighter um, value of red here and create a new layer. So guys, one of my secrets when it comes to creating this creating celebration project is I try as much as possible. In fact, this is one good advice for you guys. When your project is talking about celebration, please try and make it bright. Try and make it lively. In fact, bright color, making your project bright when it comes to designing celebration artwork is what gives it that happiness feel. All right, is what gives you that happy feel. Okay, so I'm going to call this light red. Okay, then I'm going to select the OK button. Then I'm going to go to my brush tool here and go to the brush tab and select soft round brush. And then I'm going to increase my brush. All right, and just click once. And I'm going to make this real big by using the free transform. So for those of you that don't know the shortcut, it's Control T. So I'm going to make this real big. All right, and yeah, so then yeah, then I'm going to activate levels by hitting Control L because my uh glow here is not really, it's not bright enough. So I'm going to just use this to increase the brightness and see we are beginning to have that bright feel here. All right, so yeah, this is good. Then the next thing I'm going to do again is to create a new layer by holding on Alt again and call this white glow. Okay, then I'm going to select the OK button. Then I'm going to switch to white here, select the brush tool and click once. And this time I'm going to make this big again. And this should be just somewhere here. All right. Okay. So I'm going to make this bigger again. It should be bigger. Yeah, this is good. So then I'm going to go straight to my Illustrator application here and copy I think the splash. As a splash, yeah, this is it here. I'm going to drag this and drop here. So this is also part of the files you find in the exercise zip file, okay? So I'm going to change this to white. Then I'll copy this by hitting Control C on my keyboard here and go straight to Photoshop and paste it. Then I'm going to make sure that my option here is set to shape layer. Now, the reason I always prefer to be on the shape layer is because there are times I may not like the color. All right. So instead of me going back to Illustrator to change the color, there's no need for me doing that. I can change the color here in Photoshop. All right. So then I'm going to select the OK button and activate the free transform on this and scale this down. And this should be here. Make it bigger and hit the enter key. All right. Then I'll go straight to filter here and select blur and select Gaussian blur. So you select convert to smart objects. All right. And I'm going to make this 8.2 and select the OK button. Then change the blend mode to overlay. All right. So I'm gonna make this a little bit so. Okay, this is beautiful. All right. Then it's time for us to start adding the Christmas decorations. All right. So I am going to start by dragging the gold ball, which is this. So I'm going to drag that and drop here. All right. And move this up here. Activate the free transform on it. So you can also find this in the exercise file. All right. So I'm going to move this down. Moving on out now. And this should be here. Zoom in. So this should be here. And I'm going to select the enter key here. So then I'm going to drag the star and drag that and drop here. I'll zoom out. Scale this down. This should be here. You know, these are part of the things that as creatives you must go through to achieve a successful project. That's why graphic design is not really for lazy people. All right, it's not for lazy people. If you're the type who is always finding it difficult to spend time putting elements together to give you good results, I believe graphic design is not for you. Okay, so yeah, so this should be here like so, and I'm going to hit the enter key. Okay, and I'm going to drag this and drop here. And this should go down. Should be here. So this should be here. Don't worry, I'm still going to fix the making it look like it's part of the project. All right, so yeah, then the other thing I'm going to drag is still the same ball. I'm going to drag this ball again, and it should go down. So I'm trying as much as possible not to make the balls bigger than each other. Okay, so then I'm going to put this here. Okay, then for this, I'm going to move this down here, rotate this, scale this down. Bigger. All right, and this should be here. And this particular one should be here. And it should be, I'm going to rotate it a bit. This should be here. Yeah. So now it's time for us to start adding depth to the Christmas balls. So I'm going to shift select all the layers and hit Control G and put everything in our group. And then I'm going to activate curve on this, and I'm going to clip this to just only the group. Let's just call this balls. All right. And I'm going to move this down like so. Yep. This is good. This is good. Now, the other thing I'm going to do again is this is looking too flat and it's looking like a 2D layer. All right. So I need to fix that. So I'm going to create a new layer and call this lights. All right. Now, these are part of the things you need to know how to do well. You don't just use the image the way you download it from the internet. No, there are times you need to check what is working, what is not working. All right, because if I use this image the way it is now, it's not going to help. It's going to something. In fact, it's going to make the project look boring. All right, so I want to fix that. That's why I decided to apply this light stuff I'm about to do on it. So I'm going to select the brush tool now. And then I'm going to just apply the brush to this side here. So I'm trying to give you that 3D look. So I'm just going to put this there. Then we are going to blend this by double clicking on the layer. And I'm going to move this from this side down to this. No, let's just move it from here. So it should be from here No, sorry, it should be the other way, this way down. Yeah. So I'm gonna hold down Alt, split the slider, and this should be this way, and this should be here, like so. So now if I zoom out, now you see it's beginning to give us that 3D look. All right. Then the other thing I'm gonna do again is I'm going to let's just add that. Let's just make a title visible because it's possible we're still gonna be moving the balls around. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna reduce it. Let's just reduce the title first. So we'll hit Ctrl T to activate Ray Transform and move this down. Now you see what I'm talking about when I was mentioning the Unity part on this project. If you look at the red behind the title here, you see it connects with the sofa behind the red here. All right, and that's the reason why I decided to add that light, that red light to the project. Okay, so then my gold here is looking dull, so let's give it life. So I'm going to select the clip icon here on the curve adjustment that I just added, and I'm going to move this up, all right, to give my title that shiny gold look. All right, this is good. Okay, then for my background here, I can hardly see the title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer by holding on Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this shadow. Okay, and I'm going to select the OK button. Then I'm going to switch to black here, select the brush to increase my brush settings. And I'm going to go straight to my brush settings here and select the soft round brush and make sure transfer is checked. Now I'm selecting transfer now because my control here is set to pen pressure. But if you don't have, that's because I have a graphics tablet. But if you don't have a graphics tablet, you can turn down your flow here to you can turn it to 8 and you're still going to achieve the same move. All right, so I'm going to increase my brush size and then gently apply the brush to the side of my project. No, don't. So we're going to gently, fine, let's just move this here. All right, then I'm going to gently apply that here. Shadow here. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to follow where I have my objects because adding shadow to where you don't have your objects is going to look off. All right, that's what I'm trying to do here. So I'm trying to make it look like it's the object that actually called the shadow out. So I'm gonna move and now. There's another thing you need to also learn when applying shadow to your object. You need to understand the angle where you want your light to come from. So here I'm trying to make it look like my light is coming from this side. All right, so my shadow should face this side here. All right, so that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to add more shadow to this side here and less shadow here. Okay, so I'm going to apply more shadow here and here I'm going to apply more shadow here because I want it to look like this rat here is hiding the sofa here. All right, so I'm going to move, add more shadow here. Now you see we're beginning to see our title. All right, and yeah, so for this here I'm going to add more shadow. Please avoid applying your shadow to the point where um, the elements on the background will now get lost. Please don't work that way. Okay, let me see. So here, yeah, I'm going to add more shadow here. Shadow here. Let's see. Now this is good. So let's see the before and after so you guys can see the power of shadow. So this is the after and this is the before. See how beautiful our project is looking already. So I'm going to apply more shadow here, here. So let's act like this is covering this side. So I'm going to add more shadow here like so. All right. And more shadow here, shadow here. All right. This is good. Okay, this is making sense already. So let's add the tide bowl. All right, I'm going to drag that and drop here. And I'm going to reduce the size of this. And this should be here. And then this should be up here. And I'm going to activate the frame transform and make this wheel build like that. Should be bigger. Select the enter key. All right. So yeah, then so for this my ball here, okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna add more shadow to this because since we've added this, we need to apply more shadow to this side of our project. But first, I need to move this down a bit. Let's move it down a bit like so. Okay. And I'm gonna move this to this side. Then this should move a bit to this side. Yeah, like that. All right. And yeah. So then I'm going to create a new layer again by holding on Alt, and I'm going to call this shadow. So most of all these 3D artists, these 3D designers that you see out there, this is what they do. It's not like they do all the composition with on their 3D application. No, most time they come to Photoshop to just do the final touch, and that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to select the brush tool, increase my brush size, and I'm going to just apply light shadow to this side. All right, light shadow. Now there's this design during our, I think it was last week design review. I was telling you guys about the power of shadow. If you really want to enjoy making good photo manipulation, you need to understand how to apply shadow. You need to understand how light call out shadow from any object. So I'm going to add curve adjustment because this is looking too bright. And I'm going to select the clip icon here and change the blend mode of my curve here to luminosity. So that will dial down the saturation of the color on it. So if I push this down now, you see that we're beginning to have less uh, uh, brightness of the red on the tide ball. All right, so this is covering our balls here, so we need to fix that. So to do that, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to right click on this ball here, and I'm going to hold down control to I'm going to hold down control and click on the thumbnail of the ball to create the marquee of the shape and select the tide ball and hit the layer mask icon here. So then I'm going to hit Ctrl I to reverse the mask and see what we have right now. And I'm going to do the same move here. Hold down Control, click on the thumbnail. And then this time I'm not going to select the layer mask anymore. I'm just going to hit Control and backspace using the color of my foreground here on the layer mask. So I'm going to hold down Control and hit backspace. Sorry, it should be Alt. Sorry, Alt backspace, and then we have this. So then still that Unity part, we need to add shadow to this. And I'm going to create a new layer again by holding on Alt and click on the new layer icon, call this shadow. Are you guys tired? How come I'm not getting any response from you guys again? I'm not tired, and I'm the one teaching you. Don't be tired now. All right, so I'm going to select the brush tool, and I'm going to increase my brush size and add shadow to this. All right, so I'm going to add shadow to this, like so, and I'll do the same move here. Shadow. All right, so this is beautiful. Okay, so yeah, then we need to create something like a rope holding these balls here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer and call this rope. Don't worry guys, we're almost done. All right, and I'm going to select the OK button, then switch to white here, zoom in. In fact, it shouldn't be this, it shouldn't be 100% white, just add little gray to it. And I'm going to reduce my brush size and make sure you're on the hard brush when you are doing this. All right, make sure you're on the hard brush. Turn off transfer here. All right, and just gonna drag this here, like so. All right, and do the same thing here. Drag up here, like so. Beautiful. All right, then let's see what. Okay, this ball also needs rope, but for this, I'm gonna use this gold color here. I'm gonna use gold for this. Well, let's just put this down. Yeah, this is. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so then we also need to add this shiny stuff to the to our balls here. for this title here, I think I still need to increase the brightness. All right, so I'm going to add levels to it and just move this up a bit because it's the title, and the title needs to uh, be more obvious. People need to see it. All right, people need to see it. All right, then yeah, so then we need to add a light effect to this so as to now give it that total beautiful, attractive look. So I'm going to hold down Control and click on the new layer icon here and call this um, Light FX. Okay. And then I'm going to select the OK button, then double click on the layer to activate the layer style. And I'm going to turn off transparency, shapes layer, and change my blend mode here to color dodge. All right. Then I'm going to select the OK button now, and let's see if I change this to white. Let's see if I apply that here. All right, so then we need to change our brush tip here to soft light, and I'm going to select transfer here. So anytime you hear me say the word or you hear me mention transfer, know you're supposed to change your flow to a level. Now see, when you see me turn off the transfer option here, please remember to change your flow back to 100. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in and start with this here. So I'm going to reduce this, and then I'm just going to apply the shiny effect here. Do the same thing here. Do the same thing here. All right, and for this, I'm going to just apply that here. No, there should be no space, no spacing, no spacing. All right. So I'm going to increase my brush size and just apply that here, like so. And I'm going to do that again. All right. Yeah. Then for this, we're going to do the same move again by applying more light here and more light here. Okay. And for this, here's the brush size. Now, when you're doing this, you see, when you're doing this, be careful not to make it go outside of the shape. All right. So do it gently. Okay. Do it gently. Oops. And okay, this is good. Then for this side here, I'm gonna do the same thing. So here you need to be changing the size of your brush. Okay, increase the brush size. I'm gonna apply this here. This here like so. Okay, so for this, do the same thing again. Yep. Then for my title here, so I'm gonna just apply this. So I'm gonna adjust my smooth here because it's possible I may not get the movement right. All right. So the smooth will help me with achieving smooth um, drag of my of my brush. Zoom in, then just gonna drag this out here. Here's my brush size and here. So, okay. For the A, do the same thing here, here. All right. So do the same thing here. I need your response, guys. What do you guys think about what I'm doing? Because it looks as if I'm the only one enjoying what I'm doing. What do you guys think? I need your response, please. What do you guys think? Are you guys still here? Okay. All right. It's making sense now, right? Okay. Thank you. I'm seeing your response now. This one. Because if we don't do it this way, we won't have that look that we're looking for. This is looking beautiful. Okay, so for our lights here, so I'm going to create a new layer again and call this, just call the bulb. Okay, and yeah, so I'm going to select the hat brush here, turn off transfer. Right now, please don't forget to make um your flow go back to 100. Don't forget to put your flow back to 100. Okay, so I'm adding bulbs to this now. Okay, I'm adding bulbs. So increase this, just add bulb to this, because we're going to be adding more lights to this. Okay, so another bulb here. Well, so let's just add like this bulb there. Okay, and bulb here. So for this side here, I need to create a fake bulb here. So I'm going to switch to black here, and I'm going to reduce my brush size and just draw. I want to draw a wire from here. So I'm just going to start from here and just create a fake wire. No, that's still white. So I'm just going to click there. And this should be here. Like that. And so I'm just going to move this one out here. Like that. Okay. And now I can come from here. Okay. And I'm going to switch to white again. And I'm going to increase my brush size. Oh, sorry, I just did this on the wrong layer. Okay, let's just continue. So I'm going to move this, increase this again, and click here, click here. Nope. So this should be light red, should be here. And this should be here, 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 and let's do one here. All right. And I'm gonna move this again and just add more lights here like that. Then yeah, I'm going to select the soft round brush again and increase my brush size and just click here and here. You know what, let's make our brush size bigger because I want that light to be more obvious. Yeah, this is good. Good. Then for this here, I'm going to change this to red. And I'm going to reduce my brush size and just click once. like that. And so yeah, then for the text, all right, I'm going to copy that now and just, no, let's just type, all right, it should be family. All right, and I'll change the color of my text here to white. All right, so I'm doing this for the sake of those of you that want to use this concept for your on your next project. All right. Okay. So yep. So I'm gonna move this here, and this should be behind this because I always like it when my elements overlap on each other. All right. Yep. So this is it, and this is it. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. All right. So let's create a vignette. All right. So I'm going to create a curve adjustment and drag this down. And then I'm going to hit Control I to reverse the mask and select the brush tool and increase my brush size. And then make sure this is set to white. And oops, sorry, I should be on transfer here and make sure your transfer is checked to pen pressure if you have a graphics tablet. But if you don't, you know what to do, guys. So I'm just gonna like this here, here. All right, now this is still not looking interesting. So this is what will now give it the interesting look. So we are going to go straight to our exercise files here and just start dragging our balls in. All right, so this should be here. All right, this should be here. And I'm going to go straight to filter blur gallery and select field blur. All right, I'm going to turn off my camera here so you guys can see my settings. All right, so I'm going to make this real blur because I want to make this act like it's close to me. All right, so I'm going to hit the OK button and I'm going to drag my next image in, and that should be this, and this should be somewhere here. All right, and this should be here, and this should be behind this, and the blur, it should be behind this, yeah. And the blur strength of this is going to be higher than the first one because this is totally far from us. So it should be this high, and I'm going to select the OK button, and let's just move this. Let's move this up like so, and this should come out here like that. Okay, so I'm going to select the OK button. Yep. Then for the next ball, I'm going to move that and drop here. Move this here. Reduce it. It should be here. All right. And so the major reason why I'm adding the balls now is, for one, is to make the project look more interesting. Then the number two is to make more attention be on this. All right. So I'm going to hit the OK button and drag my next ball in, which is this. And this should be smaller, and this should be under this, and this should be here. And we'll move this to this side. And I'll go to filter again, blur gallery, and select field blur. And I'm going to increase the blur strength a bit and hit the OK button like so. And then I'm going to put everything in a group. So I hit Ctrl G to put them in a group after using Shift to select Shift and Shift to select the layers. Then I'm going to select the curve adjustment and just add curve to just only the group layer. So I'm going to click on the clip icon here. All right. Yep. So I'm going to click on the clip icon like that. Okay. Yeah. So the other thing I'm going to do again is I'm going to put everything here in a group because I want to do one other thing again. Put it in a group. All right. So the light bulb also needs to be in the group. Yeah, this is good. So I'm going to make a copy of this and I'm going to right click on this and convert this to a spark object and rasterize this. All right. So the reason why I'm rasterizing it is because I actually want it to be blurry. All right. I want it to be blurry. So I'm going to move this to this side here. Rotate it this way. Okay. And I'm going to make a copy of this and move this here like so. And now, what else are we missing again? So for my background, all right, I think I still need to make this a bit darker. So then let's add noise. So I'm going to hold down Alt and click on the new layer icon and say add noise. Let's say add noise. So it should be soft light and check the fill with soft light neutral color 50% gray option here. And I'm going to call this noise. Okay, and select the OK button. Then I'll go to filter, noise, and say add noise. All right, and I'm going to increase my noise strength a bit. And then we have this. All right, so guys, I'm going to stop here on this. Okay, I'm going to stop here on this. Or you can even still go to your hue saturation just in case you want to boost the colors more. You can increase the saturation like so. All right, and it's still gonna make sense, but don't over apply it. Okay, so I'm gonna just move this here like so, and I'm gonna stop here. So you can add, so this space we have here where you can add your details. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and put the final design with the text and the other information on the project and post it on my Instagram page. So if you are not following me, my Instagram handle is at Caesar Graphics. You can go there and then follow me, and I'm gonna put the final project up on my page. But the final project is easy to achieve if you're a designer. It's just the placing of the text. But the major part, like the part that looks a bit like that looks difficult, is the creating the title part that we just did here. Then just remember one other thing again. I still need to add one more thing, and then I'm going to say bye-bye. Trust me, I'm not going to do any other thing after that. So I'm going to select the brush tool, and I'm going to be very fast with this because I believe this is also going to help the project. All right, so I'm going to just change this to soft lights and call this, I'm going to call it snowflakes. Okay, and I'm just going to, sorry, this should be on white. So I'm going to just, sorry, turn this off. Don't forget to turn this off. Okay, so I'm going to click here. So I'm going to turn off shade dynamic because I want to have random size of brush. All right, then I'll go to filter, blur, and select Gaussian blur here. And yeah, this is exactly what I want to achieve, and I'm going to select the OK button. And this is what we're going to stop on this project. I hope you guys enjoyed the project. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. All right, I'm sure you enjoyed it. And I'm going to quickly go through your messages, and then we'll go straight to our Q&A. All right. So team, please send me a private chat of the questions, and I'm going to ask so if you want to be part of the competition or the contest, please be among the people that will send your that will send the high five emoji when I ask the question. So when you send the high five emoji, is you saying I'm ready for the question. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through your messages here. And so the first person is going to be, sir, please save the work before Photoshop crashes. No, 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 no. My Photoshop will never crash. Okay, so Ajayi is saying the pop is epic. Kenneth is saying beautiful. Albright is saying the pop. Albright is still saying it's beautiful. I'm happy you like it. So then the next person is Victor. Victor is saying we are still here. Okay, I'm glad you guys are here. Lekia is saying it's turning out great. Victor said it's already superb. Temidayo Arowolo say, Omo, if my Photoshop crashes after doing all this. Temidayo. Okay, so Ademaja Mercy is saying let's invite more friends to join. Okay, yeah, please, guys, invite more people. So Beck off is saying so much work into this piece of work now. I'm gonna work. Beck off saying you are just a king. Thank you. And then Temida is saying, is there no need for any extra work on family gathering? Maybe something to make it look like an imprint. Well, if you feel it will help the project, fine, you can do it. But I've already loaded the project with so many drama. All right, so me playing a game with the information on the project, I believe is not going to help. So I think I'm okay with it this way. Okay, so yeah. A lot of people are just again. Okay, so yeah. So do we have questions? Please, if you have questions that you want to ask me, please you can quickly drop your questions in the top chat box, and I'm gonna answer your questions. And then my team, please let me have the questions I want to ask the people. Okay, guys, my battery is blinking. I need to quickly fix that. Okay, please you can drop your questions if you have any, and um, please if you have my questions, let's send them in so I can start asking the people who are here with us today. Okay, I'm referring to my team. Please, if you have my questions, please drop them. Send me a message so I can start asking the people who are here with us today. Okay. Okay, so Ayobamidele, you can type your question. If you have a question, you can type it, and I'm going to read it out. Um, Peter CNG, thank you for that. Thank you for your message. Where's this? GJ Graphics. Please, can we? GJ Graphics is saying, can we be doing this session on Cinema Body? Okay, so one of the reasons why I'm always running away from Cinema 4D tutorial is because it's always taking forever. All right, it's always taking forever. In fact, before doing this tutorial with you guys, I had to first make sure I do the 3D parts. All right, I first tried the 3D design before doing this because I'm trying not to make it waste time. Okay, I think my camera is back. Okay, still not working. All right. Oh, it's blurry now. Okay, let me see if I can quickly fix that. Maybe we should just forget about the camera. Oh, bad, 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 bad. This is not good. Okay, what I'll do is, okay. Um, Still not working. Sorry, guys. I need to fix the camera. All right. Um. Okay. Okay. Um. Yes. Yes, okay. Sorry, we need to fix the camera. So my engineer is working on it for me. But you can drop your questions. So I'm going to read them out. Okay. Uh, Adjust it. One more time. It's okay. It's okay. Thanks. All right. So yeah. So we can't be doing the cinema, but I'll try and see what I can do. But if there's anything you want me to teach you, if there's anything you want me, you're looking at learning with, you're looking at learning here on Cinema 4D, you can send me a message on the platform. I'll try and see if I can do a tutorial on it for you. Okay. Then Splash GFS is saying I have an issue when designing on Photoshop. When I send design from Photoshop to my phone, it's going to look different entirely. Is it a fault from my PC or it's general? Now, this is coming from Splash um, Graphics. Splash Graphics, most of the time we go through this different color look on our mobile phone is if we did not use the right color mode. If you don't set your color mode to RGB before working on the project, it's possible by the time you put it on your phone, it's going to change the color of your project. So always make sure you're using the right color mode. All right, always make sure you're using the right color mode. Okay, so for those of you that don't know the color mode, I'm going to switch my screen now. All right, so this is it here. Now you see this project is on CMYK. I didn't even notice that. All right, it's on CMYK. And if I put this on my mobile phone, if I put this project on my mobile phone, it's not going to look like this. It's going to change the color. And CMYK mostly is used for printing. Like if you're printing this project, all right, you can use CMYK as your color mode. Okay. Yeah. So then the next person is Olajuwon Johnson. The question is, are there steps to creating depth to a project on Photoshop? So what type of depth are you talking about? Is it depth like you're creating depth of field, or you are trying to use shadow to create depth? I need to know which depth you're referring to, okay? Okay, so Lekia Menebe is saying, how do you know how to do every design? Okay, so graphic design is also a language. All right, it's a language. So whenever you're asked to work on design projects, you need to first of all understand the message. What am I trying to create? Who are the target audience? Okay, so before I decided to come up with this concept, I already know it's a Christmas celebration service. So I decided to create that Christmas decoration field that when people see it, they know, okay, this project is something that got to do with Christmas before they even read the information on it. And then to now create that celebration effect, all right, to call that celebration message on the project. That's the reason why I decided to create all those lights effect behind the rat, and then those dots and everything that I put on the project. Okay. So the answer to your question is you need to first know the message. You need to know what you're trying to create. The message is what shaped the look of your project. Okay. So the next person is thank you, Lakia. You're saying you like the thought process. Thank you for that. So Eniola Bello say, would the live video be available after now? Yeah. Yes, it will be available. All right, I'm not going to delete it. It will be available on my channel. The reason why I'm doing this now with you is it gives me the opportunity to answer your questions. I'm sure there are times when so many of you will watch my tutorials and then you go, I wish I can ask Caesar this, why he made this move. What if I want to change the move to this, the concept to this look? Is it right for me to do it like that? So, and that's the advantage of the live meeting that we're doing now. All right, so we need to quickly do so we can go because our time is fast spent. So I have my questions here now. Okay. 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 I think my questions are, let me check. Okay, so I think, okay, my questions are ready. So we have just 5 questions. I was expecting 10. Okay, so this is my first question. And I need you guys to listen. So if you have answer to my question, please just send the high five emoji and I'm going to call your name and then you're going to type the question when you, if you know it. Or the first person, yeah, let's do it that way. The first person to drop the answer, and if your answer is right, then you're going to be among the list of the people that we're going to that's going to join the contest. So the question is this: what is the name of the font used for a Christmas? What is the name of the font used for a Christmas? If you guys, please take note of the people who get the answer right. All right, just write their names down, please. And please, guys, make sure you are a member of the Caesar Graphics Academy platform on Telegram. That's the easiest way we can contact you if you get the answer right. Okay, so but guys, what you do for me is just write down 3 names of the people that get the answer right. So if we didn't see the first person on the platform, then we check for the second person, and if we don't see the second person, we look for the third person. I'm sure one of the 3 people that answer the question will be on our platform. So if you know the answer, quickly drop it. What is the name of the font used for a Christmas? What is the font name? Do you know the answer to the question? Please, if you know the answer to the question, quickly drop it. And I'm going to go straight to my second question. All right. The second question is, how do you save an Illustrator file for use in Cinema 4D? That's the second question. How do you save an Illustrator file for use in Cinema 4D? Okay, so we have, please, no raising of hand again. Don't send the high five emoji. I'm sorry. Don't send the raising of hand. We don't really have much time. If you know the answer, quickly drop. Just type the answer on. Just send your answers in, please. You don't need to raise your hand. You don't need to send the high five emoji. Just drop the answer, and my team will put your name on the list of the people who will take part of the training. So, guys, please put these people's name down and please kindly contact them after the meeting. Okay. Yeah. So then the third question is, what paper size was used for the design in Photoshop? What paper size was used for the design in Photoshop? What is the paper size I used for the project? All right. Then number 4 question is this. Name one thing that must be resonates with a celebration themed design poster. Name one thing, just one thing that must resonate with a celebration themed design poster or flyer. One thing that when you add it to the project is part of what gives it that celebration look. I like that. All right, so number 5 is give 2 reasons why the blood ball were used. Give 2 reasons. 2 reasons why the blood ball were used. Give 2 reasons why the blood ball were used. Then number 6 is why is unity important in design and how was it applied in this design? Why is unity important in design and how was it applied on this design? Why is unity important in design and how was it applied in this design? Question number 7 is what resolution was used? What resolution was used for rendering in Cinema 4D? What resolution was used for rendering in Cinema 4D? So I have 4 options here. Option A is 100. All right, option A 100. B is 300. C is 159. D is 72. I'll repeat the question again. What resolution was used for rendering in Cinema 4D? A 100. B 300. C 159. D 72. Okay. So you know what, guys? I'm referring to my team now. You know what? Let's pause with the questions. I think the 7 question is fine. Then we'll do the rest on the platform. All right. We'll do the other questions on the platform, and I think we have lots of responses from the I think we have lots of answers from the group members. So when we get to the platform, I'm going to be asking the remaining 3 questions. Okay. Yeah. So guys, thank you all for joining today's live training. I hope and I believe you all enjoyed the project. I'm going to be doing more of this with you guys. So if you have not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button so you get notified anytime I go live. Okay. And also, if you like this video, click the like button and share this with your other graphic design friends and family. And please, guys, if you really want to grow as a designer, if you really want to become a better designer, studying should be part of your game. All right, studying should be part of the things you should always do. The number 2 is, guys, please don't be afraid to work on design projects. Design should be more of having fun. All right, fear is part of what always stops us from is part of what stop our creativity from flowing. It's part of what stop us from doing good design. Take away fear and just have fun. There's no one right way to make a design project look successful. If another designer should work on this project now, you will be shocked what the designer is going to come up with. It's possible the person may even do something better than what I did here. All right, and stop this mindset of if it happens to be Caesar that will work on this project, what is he going to do? No, let it be. If it happens to be you, call your name and say, if it happens to be me, what am I going to come up with? Because there's something unique that you carry. Every one of you here carries something unique inside of you. But that uniqueness will not come out if you're focusing on what somebody else is doing. So focus on yourself, keep studying, do research. Don't be a designer who spends most of his time sitting with people and just talking about politics, football, or talking about girls. You know what I'm saying? Your job and what makes you a better designer is what you spend your time doing. If you are the type of designer who spend your time watching good design, doing research, checking out designs that are successful and solving the equation of why those designs are successful, I'm telling you, we even do better than what I did here. All right. And lastly, please, there's a God who is always waiting for you to ask. There's power in your tongue. There's power in your mouth. Whatever you say with your mouth is what you become. If you are saying you are not good in this field, trust me, you will never be good. But if you are saying to yourself that I carry what is good, I'm a creative designer, I'm the best in this field, you see yourself doing good stuff. And always pray. Please, guys, pray. I know some of you might have made some mistake in the past that make you feel like, man, am I actually worthy to call on God for him to answer? Trust me, just say, God, forgive me, and ask God for what you want. And I'm telling you, will answer your prayer. It's what I do, and it's really working for me. Even if you want to get clients, pray. And when you're praying for anything you want to achieve, don't say, I want, God, I want. No. Just say you receive that thing you're looking for, and then you see yourself getting it. You may not get the result immediately, but if you continue saying it and you continue repeating it, and you're repeating it is like you calling it to yourself, like you're saying it to yourself, like, yes, it is done. Trust me, you will get it. All right. So thank you, everyone. And I'm going to let you guys know when I'm going to have the next design, live design meeting with you. And if you enjoyed this live training, please drop a message in the comment section. Also drop it on the platform, and watch out for my next live training with you. And also watch out for the design contest. Man, I can't wait for this to start. So guys, thank you, and I love you all. Peace.